What's going on, everybody? Another update on the Burnout truck for the people who want to know and for also the people who don't want to know. So 5.3's out. It's over here in the corner. I yanked it out just because there literally wasn't anything holding it in besides the dew bolts and the mounts. So transmission still at the transmission shop, waiting on it to get wrapped up. So I'm trying to make a decision on what I want to do on the firewall. If I want to smooth it out, weld patches in and grind it down. I really don't want to do all that because this is not a show truck, man. It's got rust on it. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that. Over here, I'm leaving everything originally that's there because eventually if I want to, I can put it back. So I'm leaving the windshield wipers, and I'll probably leave the vacuum brakes. Maybe. I thought about going to a manual brake because I wanted to do zoomies, but can't do zoomies in a streetcar class when I want to go race. So I think that's all up here. The plan is, and I know some people are going to say it's not a streetcar. I really don't care. But the radiator's in the bed, transcooler's in the bed, heat exchangers in the bed. Like, I'm doing all of that because this isn't a race truck. It's a burnout truck. So if I come up there and smash the wall in the front, if I bust the radiator, bust anything, that's up here, it's going to stop my run. Well, everything in the bed, I can smash the crap out of the front end and still continue my run, for the most part, unless I damage something else. So that's engine bay. I went ahead and started putting the dash back in. It's set in, completely where it needs to. That way I can start figuring out the air to water up underneath the dash. What else? I've got this ABS plastic board that I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put my fuse panel at. I wanted to put it right there where that's at, but I don't know exactly where the intercooler is going to be. So I really wanted to put the intercooler like right in here. That way it comes in, and then I could flip the intake around and shoot it right back out the firewall. But I don't think I'm going to have enough room because I'm having to scoot the engine as far back as I can for the headers to clear. Speaking of headers, got the headers. So I talked to my dealer, the guy who I buy all my parts from, and his shop and a few other shops. Everybody says that you can't use the 99 to 06 speed engineering headers on these OBS two-wheel drives, but apparently if you slide the engine as far back as you can, they will fit. So we're going to find that out. You'll come along for that ride as well. Speaking of which, so we're moving on. Radiator's in the bed. It's mounted. I think it's how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to put rubber underneath every one of the mounting points for like an insulator. That way it's not just vibrating the crap out of it. I didn't have much to put a bolt into that. I may weld that up. I really didn't want to weld it just in case I need to change it out. Then it's just a quick flip and, put the new one in, versus if this was all solid welded, I would have to, weld it again. I'm going to chop these, probably about an inch from, and I've got dash 16 AN bungs I'm going to weld in this one. I don't know if I'm going to put the handbrake in or not. I do have this, though. This is nice. The Speedmaster, I couldn't tell the difference between this and the Precision. I'm sure there is, but I'm not smart enough to tell. So I've got that. Got the handbrake. Like I said, don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I really want it in there just for fooling around and, just to have it. But I just don't know about the room or how I'm going to like grabbing it. So once I get the shifter mounted, then if I have room, I'll put that. I'm going to mount the battery and the fuel cell back here. I'll probably, put the battery right in here beside of it, keep everything kind of in line. If I was going to run a surge tank, I was going to put it right here beside of it. That way it's all kind of in line, but I wound up buying one of the Holley Dominator 200 gallon an hour pumps off of a guy who's on the Skids for Kids team. So what I've got is I've got the two dash 10s. They tell you to run 12s, but I'm not going to. I'm going to run two dash 10s to a Y into the pump, and then down this frame rail, up and into it, and then come back, and it'll be the return into this side. And then I've seen a lot of people, you put the filter on this side, or the filter, but I watched one guy took the line, looped it around, put a bulkhead in the bed, and ran it up the frame rail just a little bit, and then had a filter, but had a ball valve on this side. That way you could close it off. That way when you run E85, the moisture is not getting up into the tank and getting water in your fuel. So there's that. I'm trying to think. I think that's about it as far as an update on the truck. I picked up another rear end. So this one, if you've seen my videos before, when I did the mini spool, this bearing on this side, I didn't knock anything loose, but this wheel has like a 1-inch play up and down, and it was horrible. Fluid leaking out of the axle seal. So this whole rear end's just going to come out. If I can get the mini spool out of this one, I'll transfer it over. If I can't, I'll just put another mini spool in that one. I really want to do a full spool and C-clip eliminators and the whole 9 yards, so when I do race this thing, if I pop an axle, I can still put it up on the trailer, fairly easy. Or even at the burnout competitions, if pop an axle like we've seen before, I can still get it off the pad. So I guess that's it for today. See you guys later.